We're ready for a bath now. Okay, so I pre-fill these soap bottles with warm water. It doesn't really matter how much, as long as you're going to leave yourself enough room for suds and soap. Pre-filled with just warm water. Then you take your shampoo. This is a whitening shampoo. It's also gentle, has good products. I squeeze in probably a quarter size into the bottles. I'm going to do 3 with the whitening shampoo. And then I'm going to do 1 with a smidge of a degreaser, just so that she does hike and bike and she goes for walks every day, just regular street wear. Gets a little bit dirty. This is one that's fairly gentle. But anytime you're talking about degreasing or really getting dirt out of a dog, it's nowhere near as gentle as these shampoos. So we're keeping it away from her face. And we're not going to use a lot of it, and use it sparingly. Use it if you have to. I happen to know that she'd need about 3 baths with regular shampoo if I didn't use this. So we use just a little bit, mainly on the feet. Sometimes on the tail. And if they get really greasy ears, you have to use it there. So we mix them up. What do you see, baby? I'm mobile, so she's looking out the window because I think there's a neighbor walking a dog. Is that a friend? Go girl, no barking. She go girl. She go girl. Okay, so degrease her first. And she's dry, by the way. I'm taking the shampoo right on the dry dog. Tail. Squeezing it down as I go. You're kind of manipulate and work with the fur and the hair as you're doing it. And I'm showing this because I did a do-it-yourself-at-home bath during pandemic with my own Maltese. It was in March of 2020, and I did it so that people, including clients who'd asked on, how do I bathe them at home when I had to shut down for 6 weeks and couldn't come to people's homes. But dogs like this, they're not like fur dogs where they're as little maintenance, where they don't really have to have baths. These guys have to have baths, and they have to have care to their skin. So I did a do-it-your-home in the sink with my 2.5-pound Maltese, and used Dawn dish soap, knowing that people were going to be limited on their ingredients. You should go back and watch those videos, or more importantly, go back and read the comments and see how angry people got that I had a dog in the sink, that I used Dawn dish soap. Nobody cared to listen or look to see that, again, it was if you had limited ingredients and had to do it yourself at home. Okay, now I'm on to our regular wooing shampoo. In elbows and in places where the hair gets really tight and curly, you want to make sure you're using your fingers to break that apart and get the shampoo inside of it. I do the face last because she doesn't like it. Most dogs don't like it. Then she can sit there less time with stuff on her face. Sorry, yeah, a little personal, huh? Okay, 3 bottles down. Here's our last one for our face. You move back in so we don't drip water now. Good girl, baby. Okay, point down the ears. And flip them under, but I'm going to keep her eardrum closed while I put soap inside here. Same thing on the other side. This is shampoo that does not hurt her eyes, so I don't have to avoid her eyes. Again, it's very delicate, gentle, but effective. Same thing on the other ear. And then point their snouts down as you do the eyes in this area so you're not waterboarding them. Remember those lip folds we talked about? So I'm shampooing it on both sides. She's pushing against my hand because she'd really like to not have her face done, but obviously very important. Dogs also get really dirty in their chest where their collars and sometimes harnesses are because stuff just builds up inside there from all of it. Can I see your face one more time to make sure we got all your lips? Good girl. Okay. Make sure you scrub those corners of their eyes and get anything out. get this part. This is, if your dogs have stinky beards, it's usually this lip fold that stinks. It's not always their mouth or teeth. Oh, she good girl. Get inside their toes. Put your fingers inside every spot. It's not only good to get them clean, but then you're checking to see if there's any debris in there, any tiny little rocks or June grass or foxtails, depending on the time of the year. Or sometimes even just any type of little debris they could pick up on walks. Again, she's very patient. Not all dogs are going to sit and do this willingly, but there are all important things to do. Okay, we're going to rinse. You ready, my love? Always check the temperature of the water on yourself before the dog. Okay, we're going to rinse our head first because it all drips down, right? Same thing, hold her head down so that you're not putting the water into her nose. Hold the ears down. Never holding her ears up or open so that I'm getting water directly down into her eardrum. Okay, let's sit back into the tub. Pushing forward to get out is never uncommon. Rinse those elbows and armpits and everywhere that you Okay, she's all rinsed. Now we'll squeeze her off with our hands before we towel dry her. Good girl. Okay, let's lay back a little bit. Okay, let's get your ears dry. Can I squeeze your beard? Thank you. These are just microfiber towels because they're very absorbent. And I still use it again to break up those folds to make sure every picky thing is out of the little lady. Hi, baby. Part of the job. So Zoe is, like I said, I don't know now if she's a golden doodle or a labradoodle, I don't remember. But she's a rescue. Her original family decided she was too much for them. A lot of people kind of abort the whole dog endeavor when dogs are tweens. So like the 8 to 10, even 11-ish months. Here you think, oh, their puppies are cute and they're little and they chew and they do different things, but once they start to be a little bit destructive and at the same time look at you like you're not very smart, they're like teenagers. People kind of decide they don't really want them at that stage, and that's usually when you get a lot of doodles, a lot of dogs in general, but doodles especially, up for adoption. This family, though, instead of choosing to take her to a shelter, tied her to the tree in the middle of a park in June. Luckily, fantastic people were paying attention. That she'd been there for a while without water, and they took her in, and she got rescued by another client of mine as far as to foster her, and then her boss adopted her, and that's where Zoe has been forever. Now she's treated like the princess that she is, and she goes on fancy trips, and she's loved wholeheartedly, which I appreciate it. And she's an amazing dog. Ah, you good girl. Okay, she's gonna sit here for a second while I keep rubbing her, and then I'm gonna blow dry her. I'll check back in with you when she's finished so you can see how she looks when she's done.